Is it possible to be a state citizen while working in a state or federal government facility? That's a common question. We have both federal and state employees, agents that do in fact continue their relationship with the government. What they normally would do is switch it to a contractor basis and work with the federal, with the foundation to be paid. Um, if you, I do want to say that you are not working for them. I know that you are performing a job function and doing a physical activity. The contract literally is with the birth certificate. Um, in law, a corporation cannot do business with a living man or woman. That's just the facts of the law. They can only do business with like entities, and therefore the reason for the artificial person known as the birth certificate. So, on that note, if done properly, there is the ability to be a state citizen. However, if there's issues with security clearances, you're going to have to address that. And sometimes people are doing their paperwork and they're not going, the security clearance isn't being basically noticed of the filing of state citizenship paperwork necessarily. But there are people that have screwed up and said, I'm an American national, I'm this, I'm that, or I'm the other, and made proclamations within reference to their security clearance, and their security clearance was in fact revoked. And we had to undo some of those things so that they can continue their job function. This is why we're not sitting there trying to be a quote unquote sovereign citizen, American national. There are things that we can do that are right and righteous that will allow for continued employment. But understand something, when you work directly for the federal or state facilities, they're not going to stop deducting um, federal income or state income taxes from you because you are, in fact, an employee of the United States holding that office. Um, there is a way to be a state citizen and be an employee of the United States. And that's just simply in the way that you structure up any application, any renewal, and how you do the notice once you finally come out. And who do you do it to? And so if if it were me, I would sidebar and ask for further help. Maybe do a consultation to where we can discuss it one on one and just have an ironclad conversation that protects you. And who do you make notices to and those different things as you're going out. But please understand, you really don't want to be an employee at all for the United States. I know that there's millions of people that are, like 70 million people, I guess. It's the largest employer in the world. Um, but you're supporting a system and structure to which you are called to come out of. And anybody that is supporting that system or structure, in my opinion, especially being that continued taxes would take place, you would be in a position of dishonor with God. That's just my opinion. Now, there's a lot of pastors that would come unglued at that statement because they feel that you are required to pay taxes as a good U.S. citizen. And I don't think they understand who we are in this nation. I don't think they understand that there is a United States or a United versus the United States of America. I don't think they understand Romans 13 or 2 Peter 2:13. But I want to help people as his advocates operate in honor. And the biggest portion of that is your allegiance. The second biggest portion is not paying a single tithe to the whore. And that's what taxes are. It's a tithe. You're basically making an offering, and they're able to utilize those funds to do the dastardly work that they are doing around the world. Again, it's now the 23rd year after 9/11, the first 2.3 trillion missing in 1 year under Donald Rumsfeld, um, unaccounted for to this day. Now we are up to 38 trillion in black ops accounts where we cannot get an accounting for. And we do know that this world is being ripped apart in a lot of different respects. And we do know that there's a lot of things going on to fund a lot of things that you and I don't agree with. So the more money you're putting in, the more in dishonor I believe that the people are. And people maybe not want to hear that, but it's like, do you know of any other La Cosa Nostra that can hold a stick to what the United States government has done or is doing to people? I don't. And I'm not trying to be, and I'm not trying to be out on a hill announcing this. I think everybody knows this already. I think once they touted forced things when they weren't even approved, I think is proof that your interest is not in their heart. I think the wide open borders is proof that your interest is not in their heart. I think the forced things going on across the world and the wars that are taking place is proof that their interest is not in your heart. Your dollars are going out and overseas and they're bribing and paying off. And it is a gross, gross handling of a quote unquote structure that is being dismantled as we speak. And so you do not want to have a part of it. Great question. There are things that we could do to help you out to structure. If it were me, I'd go through the foundation exclusively, restructure your agreements to be a private contractor and try to make that happen as much as you can.